could this be so difficult?
You've seen the icons, but trust me, there's more out there. You might want to stick around. I'm Jason Godfrey, and this is my journey down under. My journey continues to Western Australia, the largest of all Australian states with its mix of wild and diverse landscapes. I'm starting out in Perth, a very rich and friendly city, open and spacious with a real mix of people and a great laid-back lifestyle.
Kings Park covers over 1,000 acres and is located right here on the western edge of Perth CBD. Now, this is one of the largest parks within a city, not just in Australia, but anywhere in the world. It's an incredibly beautiful park and a great place to start my adventure in Western Australia. I met up with Jackie from the Botanic Gardens and Parks Authority. This is a pretty nice view. What am I looking at here? I know that that's Perth.
We're looking at the Perth city skyline here. The skyline overlooks the Swan River. Kings Park is a 400-hectare site which was set aside for the people of Perth.
Because the park is so well manicured and laid out, it's a great place for outdoor activities. And one of the centerpieces of the park is the tranquil State War Memorial.
So this is a beautiful war memorial.
Well, this is the State War Memorial. So we're looking at the cenotaph, which was built after the First World War. And this here is the Court of Contemplation. And it is a very special area. We're looking at the Pool of Reflection and the Flame of Remembrance, an important place for Anzac Day where everyone gathers, 40 to 50,000 people gather here at dawn.
And then this wall around here you said is the Whispering Wall.
Yes.
And you've got all the names of the major battles. Should we take a look?
The memorial has a remarkable whispering wall where you just whisper and the sound carries perfectly.
Hi, Jackie. Can you hear me?
I can, Jason.
Oh my gosh, you can.
It's great. It's amazing how this curved wall, you can just hear everything that's going on the other side.
It's weird. I can see you, but your voice is coming from like 2 feet in front of me.
The unique Botanic Garden has a large selection of local flora, and there's a fantastic boardwalk to view it all from.
The Botanic Garden itself is a 17-hectare area, and it's all exclusively Western Australian species, so it is very special.
Well, I love it here. I mean, maybe we can just get lost in the park.
It's a beautiful place to walk.
Yeah, let's go.
Take you down this way. This is the Pioneer Women's Memorial Fountain. This area is very popular in the summer months, and the fountain is designed so the smaller jets are representative of the trees from up north and the pioneer woman making her way to the south, and then as she's coming down into the southwest with the large forests, the jets go up.
Oh, you knew that was coming.
Perfect time.
After the peace and quiet of the park, I opted for a slightly noisier experience. The bell tower is a unique and brilliant piece of architecture and is home to the famous Swan bells.
I have a feeling that's the bell tower, because I can hear bells.
Yes.
Yeah. So how often do they ring?
We try to ring them once a day, whether it be for the public's coming in for demonstrations or for the experienced ringers doing the ringing. The bells were given to us as a bicentenary gift. They were originally housed in St Martin's in the Fields in London. They were causing structural damage there, and they were going to melt the bells down and get rid of them altogether. And we said, you can't do that, because they had rung for the coronations and signalled the end of wars and all sorts of things. So we traded them the minerals and coppers and everything to make a new set of bells, and then they gave us these ones. It's the only place in the world that you can see the bells while they're ringing.
I was keen to have a go myself, and one of the bell ringers was on hand to show me the ropes.
It's quite strenuous.
It is for you.
Well, it is for me, not for you. So, 800 plus kilos is bell.
831 kilos. The same weight as the Daihatsu Syrian GTV Auto car.
Wow. So what was the weight of this other bell?
About 285 kilos.
285. So that's a large man. These ones are like 5 large men that you're swinging around.
Yes.
Let me feel your biceps.
Oh, strong. You wouldn't want to tackle with me.
I know.
No.
I think you could take me down. I'll just stay over here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Keen to see more of this beautiful state, I headed out to the Margaret River region. My first stop is Cape Lodge, a boutique luxury hotel, restaurant, and vineyard that takes you away from all the worries of the world.
Basically, all my food is inspired by local produce.
Wow, so great produce in this area then, obviously.
Yeah, we're very, very spoiled. As chefs, you're spoiled. It's not hard to be a good chef down here, really, because you've got such good produce.
Yeah?
Yeah, so...
I'm going to put that to the test.
Right,
so then,
you to work.
Yes. And because it's such a good place for produce and stuff, I heard that a lot of gourmet chefs come down for the season and they...
Yeah. Well, every year in November we have like, we call it the gourmet weekend, gourmet escape. So we get guys like Heston Bloomfield's coming down, Sat Baines, all the big boys. Rene Redzepi was here last year, who's the #1 chef in the world. So they all stay at the lodge, which is great. In Australia, we're blessed with these beautiful products, especially in West Australia.
And what is this? What's this stuff?
That's a nice little fresh truffle.
They're super rare, right? They're really...
It's $2,000 a kilo.
Wow.
Just out back is the lodge's organic kitchen garden. I mean, you can't get more local than that.
This is the inspiration.
Right here. And are these do you spray, are you spraying anything on this to keep the stuff off?
Everything's organic.
Really? Everything's completely organic?
Trying
completely
everything.
Organic. So I can eat this stuff right off the...
Absolutely.
I'm going to have some rocket.
There'll be some dirt on it.
That's okay.
Because it's just rain, so the dirt splashes up.
Dirt I can handle.
Everything we use here is like, we try and recycle. So from the coffees that we make in the morning and the evening, bring the grinds out, that goes in here. Of course, we use like a manure sort of fertiliser. But it's just rain, so it's going to be fine. So this is the Cape Lodge Sauvignon Blanc.
And this is from around here.
So this is from here, Cape Lodge. The wine from this area, Margaret River. We do 4% of the total wines in Australia.
Ah.
But in that, 25% of the top wines come from
Oh,
Margaret
wow.
River.
Nice.
This morning, I'm off to the coastal town of Cervantes to check out the Lobster Shack. I'm gonna get on a boat and pull up some lobster pots, all with Nikki as my guide.
So we're a big family company. We're quite unique. We actually go out and catch the lobster. We own our own processing plant, so we process the lobster and we export it all over the world. The pots are baited up every day and dropped in. Now the fishermen, they're looking for like lumps in the water or like edge of cliffs and things like that. Lobsters will huddle together and hide together. So when you put a pot near a rock or something where the lobsters are, you hope that one goes in and they all follow.
Captain Nicky is very knowledgeable on all things marine, and he took me through the steps of being a lobster fisherman, which is definitely not as easy as I thought.
So what have we got here? This is the first pot.
No, this is the first pot, mate. Not much of this one because it's a moon time.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard to catch at this stage.
Yeah.
And there's this one, as we can see. Look, we only got one little fella. Yeah, it's a male. So we turn around and put it through the culverts there, engage it. She's a keeper.
So what happens if it's smaller? You have to throw her back
Well,
because...
if it comes in under this one here, virtually within this gauge there, which we will get one, we throw that back.
But what would be a good catch?
Probably 3 a pot.
So 3 a pot would be.
Yeah, 3 a pot.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, I thought it was going to be like, you know, pots full of like hundreds of lobster.
Hey, we want them full, mate. We want them.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You're incredibly strong.
Yeah.
We kept pulling up empty pots, pots full of seaweed, until finally a pot with some lobsters in it.
You can see why it's so expensive though. Wow, it's a lot of work just to get one lobster. Gotcha. Okay, sorry, buddy. Yeah. Ah! Yeah, you're good. Actually, is he all right? He's okay. He just made it.
Yeah, he's good, yeah.
You're ripe to eat.
Beautiful. Well done.
So when they're too small, we don't eat them, we liberate them.
We pick them up next year.
Yeah. We liberate them to pick them up next time.
Let's go.
Adios, my friend. I've known you well.
Not only is there a huge amount of work trying to catch the lobster, but once you've caught one, that's not the end of the story. Nikki took me around the processing plant to find out more.
So here, this is actually where we process the crays and get them ready to be shipped.
Yeah.
So as you can see, all behind here is actually our live lanes of lobster. So this is actually seawater.
Right.
So there's pumps down to the jetty, seawater's being pumped into our factory and going through and back out into the ocean, and that's keeping our lobsters alive until we're ready to ship them out.
So what are you actually processing? Because you're shipping them live, right?
Yep. So yeah, we put them into size categories, which you can see all these crates are in sizes. So they stay in here for a minimum 3 days, and they go to our pack-out room, which is behind there. They get packed up in polystyrene boxes with like pine timber shavings, and they actually stay live like that for about 24 to 30 hours.
Oh, and then you ship them off.
They get shipped all over the world. So this here,
You're just gonna grab that. Ah!
so that's a small lobster.
Yeah.
and a part of them, or their defence mechanism, they can actually drop a leg. So if the predator comes up to them and tries to eat them or do something, they can actually drop a leg so it gets the leg and then they can scurry off. So this is just a garlic butter lobster. So all it is it's grilled on the barbie. So we have fresh crays here. Chop them in half, put them on the barbie with a bit of barbecue, with a bit of garlic and butter, and then put a lid on so it actually steams in, so they cook better like that.
Oh my God.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Oh my. It's ridiculous how tender it is.
Western Australia has a rich Aboriginal history, so I met up with Josh, who is a guardian of Aboriginal culture. He's going to show me some survival skills.
What we have here is the Inji bush. Inji bush is a red flowering medicine plant. Okay. But what I do is I pick the flower and I use it in my cooking. But it also indicates a changing of the seasons. When we see this flower, we know we're going to catch a lot of trevally. So as soon as we see this, we know what's going to happen next with our food sources, and that's how Aboriginal people knew. This tree here is red gum or marri or eucalypt. Yeah. So if you have a sore stomach, it's also good for cramping.
I look at you and it looks like you're walking around just putting stuff in your mouth, but I mean, you know what you're putting in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
It's just stuff that it's not like if I did it, I'd be dead in minutes.
I was keen to try out some hunting tools, and luckily for me, Josh had a table full of cool stuff.
All right, so what we've got here is some basic hunting and gathering tools. First of all, when you make any tool, you need to light the fire.
Oh, can you do that?
We can. Okay, so we're just going to break up some of this.
Right.
So get our fire stick on top.
Yeah, you've got it. You can hear it crackling, huh? You've already. Look at that. That's awesome.
Now these are spear throwers.
So how do you throw a spear with this?
So it's an arm extension.
Yeah.
So you hold like that.
Yeah.
And then you pull through and you pull that and it launches it.
Take this cassowary.
All right.
Actually, that's surprisingly easy.
Now these are the boomerangs you'll see as returning boomerangs.
Yeah.
This is more of a traditional returning boomerang.
Okay.
For ducks, geese, birds, flocked animals. So you might have a small boomerang, throw it across the water, scare the ducks up into the air, and have a couple of them. As soon as they hit the land, you throw it and it cuts them off. Hits the ground, can't fly, trying to run away. Yeah. Easy to catch. These ones here, these are non-returning boomerangs, so they don't come back. Yeah. And these are used to take the legs from underneath emu, kangaroo, even a cassowary. You throw it really low and hard, you rock your weight from your back foot onto your front foot, flick your wrist, aim for his leg, and you think about his legs only about that round.
Yeah. Is it?
So that's heavy. When it's spinning, more momentum, bang, breaks. Wow. Come along, roast emu for dinner.
Directly below where we're walking is the amazing Niji Cave, a sacred place to the Aboriginal community.
This cave here is called Nyulgi's Nyulgi Mire, which is the resting place of the good spirit Nyulgi. It's a 500,000-year-old cave. Wow. Beautiful stalactites coming down from the ceiling. These stalactites take many thousands of years to form.
Yeah, it's incredible. And the other thing that was amazing was you're playing the...
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo, yeah.
If you'd like to try.
Sure.
And then seal it, push on it, and then just... That's it, that's like the ship coming into port. You can also do different sounds, like kangaroo. Even small kangaroo. Dingo. And birds as well, kookaburra, black cockatoo.
How do you make it sound so nice? And when I'm doing it, it's just a toilet joke.
Well, it's my last day in Australia, and what better way to finish it off than at one of the earliest British colonies, Fremantle. I wanted to learn more about Fremantle Prison, one of the largest surviving convict prisons in the world today. I'm meeting John, who's going to show me around.
This was a place of imprisonment for 136 years, from 1855 when the first convicts moved in till 1991. During that 136 years, there were 350,000 prisoners. We now have 350,001. If you follow me, I'll take you through and I will show you your new home. Good. Let's go. In 1829, Captain Charles Howe Fremantle landed at the waterfront and he claimed Western Australia as a British colony. The first convicts arrived in 1850, led by Captain Henderson of the British Army's Royal Engineers. Henderson's first job: find a site to build an establishment where the convicts will live. If you'd have been stood where you are now when Henderson first walked here, you would have been buried under thousands of tons of limestone rock. A limestone hill ran through this parade ground and beyond. Over a 7-year period, Henderson and the convicts removed this limestone rock. They cut it out by hand. They cut it into building blocks by hand. And they built almost everything you see. Every day they came to church, 15 minutes when it's a working day, up at 4:30, wash, breakfast, in here, 15 minutes, out to work. Now, it's still a consecrated church, this. That means we can have services and ceremonies, and we do. We average 12 weddings a year in this chapel.
12 weddings?
And I have no idea why. I do have a theory about it. I believe that these two people getting married down here, they both know they're about to start a life sentence. They want to do it in the right place. The weapon that they use here is the cat o' nine tails. The maximum number of lashes you can be given is 100. They will whip him until he's nearly dead, somewhere between 15 and 35 lashes. The doctor will order the punishment stopped, they will cut him down, and handfuls of salt will be rubbed into his wound.
What?
They'll take him to the prison hospital. He'll be there for 4 to 6 weeks until his back heals. Then they'll bring him back and start again.
To finish the 100?
To finish the 100. This can take 6 months to finish. They never ever killed a man here. But I'm absolutely certain some men wished that they would. Okay, Jason, come and have a look at this cell. This is a bit special, this cell. See all the drawings on the wall?
Yeah.
This was done by a man called James Walsh, a convict sent here in 1852. He got 10 years for forgery. He forged money and documents. He became West Australia's best colonial artist. All of his work now is in the West Australian Art Gallery, except what you see in this cell.
Now, my last stop looks to be just amazing. Out in the wilds north of Perth is the bright orange landscape of the Pinnacles Desert.
So I'm at the aptly named Pinnacles, literally thousands of these little pinnacles. It used to be an ancient reef. To find out more, I'm gonna go talk to Pinnacle Pete. No, I'm just joking, his name's Mike. So all of this is limestone?
It is, Jace, yes, directly related to the ocean. All an ancient coral reef, apparently. The corals have grown, the oceans have gone away, we're left with this.
Are you sure it's an ancient reef and not some sort of caveman graveyard?
A lot of people think it was a graveyard.
Really?
Yeah, my word. Yeah, the Aborigines thought it was a graveyard.
And I mean, how fragile are these structures?
It's very, very soft limestone. Limestone, there's a calcretin around the edge, like your fingernail that's holding them together, but beneath that you break that away and it just falls to pieces. A lot of the sand that you see now were part of the pinnacles, were part of the limestone, and of course it just erodes, and the wind, the rain, does all the damage and it finishes up sand.
It's amazing to think that this was all at the bottom of the sea at some point. That orange-hued desert that so typifies the image of Australia, but with loads of interesting limestone sculptures. This is the perfect place to explore on foot.
So this is a nice view, huh, Mike?
It is, isn't it? Yep. Wonderful from up here. There's probably 200,000 to 300,000 visitors who come here every year now.
Oh, really?
Since the road's been opened from Perth. The best way to see them is walk through, get on your boots and walk through. Best way to see it.
And so my trip to Western Australia comes to an end right here in the Pinnacles, and I really feel like I've only just scratched the surface of what Western Australia has to offer. But I've liked it so far. I guess I'll just have to come back.
So with a heavy heart but tired feet, it's time to make my way home. And here's a little tip for you. Your Malaysia Airlines Enriched Gold and Platinum card gives you access to all One World members' business class lounges. That's a pretty sweet deal. Australia has been amazing, from climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge, snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef, the amazing coast of Tasmania, the rolling beauty of South Australia, the quirky streets of Melbourne, the wilds of Western Australia. And I've seen so many crazy animals and eaten so much delicious, incredibly good food. I mean, it was a journey made even better by the amazing people that I met. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Australia.